Have you ever watched certain individuals ascend to remarkable heights while others, seemingly just as talented, remain trapped in a cycle of struggle and unrealized potential? The profound difference, the hidden force separating fleeting aspiration from tangible achievement, can be distilled into a single powerful word: discipline. It is the quiet, consistent engine that compels you to act when the initial spark of motivation has long faded, that calls you to rise before the sun, to anchor your focus amidst a sea of distractions, and to bravely resist the easy path of procrastination. Discipline is the alchemist that transmutes abstract goals into concrete accomplishments and fragile dreams into undeniable realities. It is the key that shatters the chains of inertia and painstakingly builds the daily habits that sculpt lasting, meaningful change. Behind every monumental achievement, every life story that inspires awe, lies a bedrock foundation of quiet, relentless, consistent effort. Discipline is not merely a characteristic you either possess or lack. It is the master key that unlocks the full extraordinary potential residing within you. Master this and you gain mastery over everything that truly matters. In the moments that follow, you will uncover the defining traits that elevate the average to the extraordinary, the unseen edge that propels great leaders, groundbreaking athletes, visionary creators, and profound thinkers. You will learn how discipline, the invisible force, shapes ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Throughout a lifetime spent studying the patterns and habits of hundreds of the most successful figures across centuries, a singular, immutable truth emerged at the core of their stories: unwavering discipline. The extraordinary successes of icons like Henry Ford and Thomas Edison were not born from some rare innate ingenuity or sudden burst of genius alone. No, their greatness arose from a deeply ingrained, steadfast discipline that guided their every step. Consider Henry Ford. When he first dared to envision a revolutionary horseless carriage accessible to the common person, he was surrounded by a chorus of skeptics. His audacious vision was dismissed as utterly impractical, even outright foolish. He faced waves of mockery, debilitating skepticism, and relentless opposition from those who clung to the familiar past. Yet amidst that storm of doubt, Mr. Ford's discipline served as his unwavering guiding star. Each morning he awoke with a clear, unassailable purpose etched into his mind. Discipline ensured that every setback became not a dead end, but a vital stepping stone, fueling his determination rather than extinguishing his fire. Ford's disciplined adherence to his seemingly impossible vision transformed the initial ridicule he faced into eventual awe, replaced doubt with profound respect, and turned mockery into marvels of modern engineering. The world, hesitant and reluctant at first, ultimately stood amazed at the tangible results of his disciplined persistence. Similarly, Thomas Edison stands as a towering testament to the sheer power of discipline. It was Mr. Edison who famously stated, with profound insight, that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. He lived this principle with every fiber of his being, facing failure after agonizing failure in his relentless quest to develop the incandescent light bulb. It wasn't sheer innate talent or a fleeting burst of inspiration that compelled Mr. Edison to keep going after thousands of unsuccessful attempts. It was discipline, the unyielding commitment to his vision, the methodical refinement of his approach, step by painstaking step, until he finally illuminated not only a single bulb, but quite literally the entire world. Discipline is far more than mere restriction or some form of imposed hardship. Indeed, it is the most profound form of liberation, the greatest freedom one can possibly achieve. Discipline grants you the sovereign power to act decisively, particularly in those crucial moments when initial motivation falters or your emotions begin to waver. It is undeniably easy to pursue your goals when you feel inspired, energized, or powerfully driven by passion. Yet true triumph, genuine, lasting achievement is not cultivated in those moments of ease. It is forged in the critical crucible when motivation dwindles, desire weakens, and the easy path calls to you. Discipline is the quiet inner strength that carries you forward, even when your energy and initial enthusiasm have long dimmed. Understand this truth clearly. Discipline does not suppress your spirit. It empowers you beyond measure. It provides the essential structure, the clear, actionable pathway toward your most cherished goals and aspirations. Discipline is the great equalizer, ensuring that even individuals of modest talent can rise above those who are gifted but tragically lack disciplined commitment. Without discipline, talent remains tragically untapped potential, and dreams remain forever unrealized fantasies. Fragile thoughts lost in the wind. You might ask, How can I possibly cultivate this powerful force in my own life? Begin by defining your purpose and your goals with absolute clarity. Visualize your desired outcomes so vividly that they become tangible in your mind. Let these compelling visions actively fuel your resolve, guiding your daily actions with purpose. Create simple, powerful habits and routines that are directly aligned with your deepest aspirations. Start small. Discipline does not demand grand, sweeping gestures, but rather consistent, focused efforts applied diligently over time. Make promises to yourself, small, achievable commitments, and honor those promises with unwavering integrity. Each promise kept strengthens your discipline, reinforcing your self-confidence and deepening your belief in your own capabilities. It is also essential to recognize that discipline thrives in an environment of absolute clarity and precision. Ambiguous goals or unclear intentions actively weaken discipline, leaving it adrift. Be explicit about your objectives. Clearly delineate what success looks like for you and the specific necessary steps required to achieve it. Surround yourself with disciplined individuals who inspire and actively encourage your progress. Their example will bolster your resolve, and their support will fortify your determination when challenges arise. Remember always, discipline is ultimately a personal choice. It cannot be imposed upon you externally. It must ignite and burn brightly from within. You must decide consciously and deliberately to embrace discipline as your ally. Doing so marks the beginning of a truly transformative journey. Embrace discipline wholeheartedly, and you will discover within yourself the power to overcome challenges once deemed insurmountable, to transcend limitations that once held you captive, and to realize achievements you previously thought impossible. Let discipline be your guiding light, your constant companion, and your most powerful ally. For with discipline, dreams cease to be mere wishes whispered in the dark. They become tangible, attainable realities firmly within your grasp. Embrace discipline today and watch with wonder as ordinary days give way to extraordinary accomplishments, bringing your greatest dreams vibrantly to life. Your compass to greatness, the unmistakable hallmark of disciplined individuals, lies in clearly defined goals. Throughout years spent studying the minds and habits of those who achieved extraordinary success, a consistent pattern emerged. Disciplined achievers invariably set precise, clearly defined goals that acted as their northern star. A life without clearly articulated goals is tragically akin to a ship drifting aimlessly at sea, utterly bereft of a rudder or direction, vulnerable to every capricious shift in the wind and wave, eventually being tossed wherever fate dictates. Consider the inspiring story of the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville. These two visionary siblings nurtured a seemingly impossible dream, conquering the boundless skies. Many around them regarded their ambition as pure folly, laughing off their persistent efforts as wildly unrealistic, even absurd. Yet the Wright brothers possessed goals defined with crystalline clarity. They knew with unwavering certainty exactly what they wanted to achieve. They meticulously outlined their objectives, from the precise mechanics of building lighter, more aerodynamic machines to the delicate art of mastering controlled flight itself. Their unwavering discipline, guided every single day by the luminous clarity of their goals, allowed them to rise above not only the pervasive skepticism of their era, but also the fundamental limitations of gravity itself. Their disciplined pursuit didn't just lead to personal triumph, it enabled humanity to finally break free from earthly bonds and reach for the heavens. Your goals must mirror the clarity and precision of such monumental achievements. Ambiguity and vague, fuzzy aspirations provide no solid ground for discipline to take root. Clearly defined goals sharpen your focus with laser-like intensity, energize your spirit with purpose, and ignite your determination into an unstoppable force. When you define exactly what you wish to achieve, you are, in essence, drawing a precise, actionable map that directs your disciplined efforts, imbuing each step with profound purpose and power. Clear goals transform abstract, hazy dreams into attainable objectives, measurable in specific actions taken, milestones reached, and tangible results achieved. Ask yourself today, with genuine introspection and brutal honesty, what do I desire most deeply? What single goal, if achieved, would profoundly transform my life and bring me lasting fulfillment? This question demands authentic self-awareness, for clarity only emerges from a deep understanding of your true aspirations. Identify your destination clearly, vividly, and with absolute precision. Visualize your success as if it were already a living, breathing reality. Allow yourself to fully experience the emotions, the sense of triumph, the deep satisfaction associated with achieving your most cherished goal. This emotional clarity acts as potent fuel, further igniting your disciplined resolve. Once your goal burns brightly with clarity, discipline yourself daily to move towards it. Every single day, regardless of your mood or external circumstances, take purposeful, disciplined steps towards your objective. Discipline ensures unwavering consistency, keeping you steadfastly on course even when motivation naturally wanes or unforeseen adversity inevitably arises. Every small, disciplined action you take accumulates, building powerful momentum that steadily propels you towards your ultimate aim. Recognize that disciplined individuals thrive on routine. Develop daily habits that consistently move you forward, inch by determined inch. It is these daily rituals, seemingly small yet infinitely significant, that truly distinguish achievers from mere dreamers. Discipline means committing to these rituals, whether you feel inspired or not. It is the silent, powerful force that ensures you remain true to your purpose when the novelty wears off. Surround yourself with like-minded, goal-oriented individuals whose disciplined attitudes actively inspire your own. Their example and genuine encouragement can significantly enhance your dedication and drive. Learn from their successes and their setbacks alike, understanding deeply that disciplined persistence is absolutely essential to overcoming the inevitable obstacles on any path to greatness. Ultimately, discipline coupled with clearly defined goals possesses the transformative power to shape ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Let clarity brightly illuminate your path, fueling your discipline and making each step deliberate, meaningful, and impactful. Today, identify your destination with crystal clarity. Tomorrow, discipline your steps determinedly toward it. Continue this unwavering journey day after day, step by disciplined step, until your dreams cease to be mere aspirations and become tangible living realities you hold in your hand. Your goals are not distant fantasies. They are within your reach, awaiting only your disciplined pursuit. Embrace the power of clearly defined goals and watch with quiet confidence as your disciplined commitment transforms fleeting dreams into lasting, undeniable achievement. Life is inherently, undeniably filled with trials, setbacks, and the sting of failure. Yet, to the disciplined person, these adversities are not impenetrable barriers designed to stop them. Rather, they are vital stepping stones on the path to forging greatness. Discipline doesn't just demand action, it shapes your perception itself, allowing you to view challenges not as overwhelming obstacles, but as invaluable opportunities for growth and refinement. Consider the monumental journey of Abraham Lincoln, whose path to the presidency was deeply marked by repeated public failures in both politics and business. Early in his career, Mr. Lincoln endured profound spirit-testing disappointments. He lost several elections, suffered business bankruptcies that left him in debt for years, and faced persistent criticism and ridicule from peers and rivals alike. Each of these setbacks was substantial enough to utterly crush the spirit of a lesser individual, sending them retreating into obscurity. Yet, Mr. Lincoln, disciplined in both mind and spirit, chose resilience over defeat. Rather than allowing these painful setbacks to define him negatively, Mr. Lincoln meticulously utilized each failure as a rigorous learning experience, patiently cultivating resilience and forging an inner strength of character that would later define his leadership. His disciplined mindset actively transformed every disappointment he faced into potent fuel for his unwavering persistence. Eventually, this quiet, unyielding discipline propelled him to become one of history's most revered leaders, guiding America through its most turbulent and defining time. Resilience, deeply fueled and sustained by discipline, is the undeniable secret to not just surviving but truly thriving amidst adversity. Discipline instills within you the quiet courage and inner strength required to rise each and every time you fall. It teaches you to persevere when faced with challenges that seem insurmountable, pushing forward even when the odds appear stacked overwhelmingly against you. Discipline ensures that temporary setbacks are never allowed to harden into permanent failures. Whenever adversity inevitably strikes, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself of this essential truth. Setbacks are temporary. Each difficulty, no matter how painful, carries within it a valuable lesson, a hidden opportunity specifically designed to refine your character and sharpen your abilities. Discipline yourself to look beyond the immediate pain or crushing disappointment, actively seeking instead the profound wisdom embedded in your experiences. This conscious approach transforms your entire perspective on life's inevitable hardships, turning them into powerful catalysts. Discipline allows you to ask crucial, empowering questions in the face of adversity. What can I truly learn from this experience? How can this challenge make me stronger? In what specific ways can I grow from this setback? With this disciplined mindset, you actively convert every difficulty into a stepping stone toward greater wisdom, deeper strength, and more significant success. To develop this powerful resilience, you must consciously choose discipline day after day. Establish simple routines and powerful habits that fortify your spirit, particularly during challenging times. Consistency in your actions cultivates resilience, preparing you mentally and emotionally for the inevitable difficulties you will encounter on any meaningful path. Surround yourself with positive, uplifting influences, individuals who actively demonstrate resilience and discipline in their own lives. Their examples will inspire your continued commitment to overcome adversity, and their support will provide a crucial anchor when the storms rage. Additionally, maintain clear and focused goals that keep you oriented and profoundly motivated, even in times of hardship. Goals serve as powerful reminders of your greater purpose, allowing you to maintain vital perspective and focus on the long-term benefits of unwavering perseverance. Remember always that adversity is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. Every difficulty, setback, and failure contains within it the fertile seed of an equivalent or even greater future benefit. Discipline yourself to cultivate these seeds with care, nurturing resilience and accelerating your personal growth. As you master this practice, you will find that setbacks cease to be obstacles and instead become powerful setups for your most remarkable triumph. In essence, discipline grants you the power to rewrite your narrative. No longer defined by past failures or hindered by debilitating setbacks, you become a disciplined individual who sees opportunity in every single challenge. Embrace discipline wholeheartedly. Let it strengthen your resolve, deepen your resilience, and guide you consistently toward enduring success. Through discipline, life's challenges become transformative experiences, turning each setback into a vital forward step toward your ultimate achievement. It has been my profound life's experience that no man or woman may ever rise beyond the level of their own belief in themselves. Self-belief is far more than a fleeting, pleasant sentiment. It is the very cornerstone, the foundational rock upon which all enduring, meaningful success is built. Before one can hope to command others or influence circumstances in the external world, they must first command the powerful landscape of their own mind. And that command begins with an unshakable, quiet belief that they are capable, inherently deserving, and ultimately destined to achieve their highest aspirations. Thomas Alva Edison illuminated the entire world with his incandescent light, a monumental achievement born from thousands upon thousands of failures. But did he ever truly doubt his fundamental purpose? Did he allow those countless failures to define the boundaries of his belief in what was possible? Never. He maintained within himself a vision so vibrant, a faith so absolute, that even the deepest darkness of repeated failure could not extinguish its flame. That, my friends, is the awe-inspiring power of self-belief. Discipline, you must understand deeply, is the faithful servant of belief. Belief is the guiding vision, the blueprint of what is possible. Discipline is the diligent builder, the one who lays the bricks and mortar day by day. Without discipline, belief is but a beautiful, ethereal castle built entirely in the clouds. And without belief, discipline lacks any true direction or purpose, becoming mere pointless motion. The two must walk hand in hand, each strengthening and amplifying the other's power. Edison did not merely believe in the abstract concept of success, he disciplined himself daily to pursue it with relentless intention. He ordered his life, aligned his thoughts, and directed his actions in strict accordance with that burning belief. He worked tirelessly, methodically, and with unwavering purpose. Every hour of dedicated effort was a brick laid, painstakingly placed by the hands of discipline upon the solid foundation of belief. And so it must be with you. Begin first and always with belief. Say to yourself each day, not idly or without conviction, but with the full force of your being, I am capable, I am worthy, I will succeed. Let no man, no circumstance, and no temporary failure ever convince you otherwise. Doubt is a thief of the cruelest kind. It will mercilessly steal your destiny if you allow it to take root. Therefore, guard your mind as you would protect a priceless treasure vault. Instantly reject all insidious thoughts of inferiority or inadequacy. Replace them at once with powerful affirmations of your inherent strength, your clear purpose, and your undeniable ability. You must train your mind as a dedicated soldier trains for battle, with unwavering focus, with consistent repetition, and with absolute discipline. Your thoughts, cultivated through discipline, become your deepest beliefs. Your beliefs, fortified by self-assurance, become your determined actions, and your actions, taken consistently with purpose, become your ultimate destiny. But it all begins fundamentally with belief. I have sat across tables from men and women of immense wealth and profound influence. I have seen them rise from the most humble beginnings, not because of random chance or external favor, but because they first dared, with radical courage, to believe in themselves when no one else did. They believed when others openly mocked them. They believed when the evidence of their potential seemed scarce, almost non-existent. And through the sheer force of that belief, they created a powerful magnetic vision of success so clear, so compelling, that it naturally drew to them the people, the opportunities, and the circumstances required to bring it into vibrant being. But let me be absolutely clear. Belief without corresponding discipline is nothing more than a dreamer's pleasant but ultimately fruitless folly. You must act on your belief with consistent, purposeful motion. Let your every movement, your every decision be governed by that deep sense of purpose. Rise early, meticulously plan your day, feed your mind with thoughts that actively strengthen you, surround yourself with those who uplift your spirit and champion your potential, and when failure inevitably visits, as it surely will on any path of significance, do not curse it. Welcome it instead as a wise teacher, a necessary part of the journey, and reaffirm your belief in yourself and your purpose all the more strongly. Remember always, success is not automatically granted to the most talented individuals. It is earned by the most determined, and determination in its purest form is born of unwavering belief, matured and strengthened day by day by relentless discipline. So I say unto you, believe in yourself with all the intensity your soul can possibly muster. Discipline yourself as if your most cherished dreams depended entirely upon it, because in truth they do. And know this profound truth with absolute certainty. When belief and discipline unite their forces within you, no ambition, no matter how grand, will ever be beyond your unwavering grasp. In the grand, often mystifying pursuit of success, many search frantically for hidden secrets in strange and obscure places, as if triumph were locked behind some mystical door known only to a fortunate, chosen few. But I have come to understand that one of the most potent life-altering truths lies not in obscurity, but in plain sight, openly accessible to all. Your passion is your purpose, and from that purpose springs a well of discipline so deep, so enduring, that it possesses the power to carry you through the harshest trials and elevate you into the highest realms of achievement. Consider the life of Ludwig van Beethoven, one of the greatest composers to ever grace this earth. In the midst of his ascent to musical immortality, fate dealt him what many would consider a final devastating blow, the loss of his hearing. For a musician, such a loss is not a mere inconvenience. It is a profound, soul-crushing tragedy that could silence their very essence. But for Beethoven, it was not an end. In fact, it marked the extraordinary beginning of his most transcendent, iconic creations. How did he continue? How did he compose his most profound, soul-stirring symphonies in the chilling midst of absolute silence? The answer resonates with a single powerful word: passion. Beethoven's passion for music was not a mere preference or a casual interest. It was his profound purpose. It lived and breathed within his very soul. It commanded his spirit with an irresistible force. That burning passion fueled his discipline, not the kind of rigid, joyless discipline imposed by external obligation or duty, but the kind that flows effortlessly, naturally, from deep within. His wasn't a harsh, self-inflicted discipline born of grim duty, but a natural, almost joyful pursuit of profound expression, one note wrestled from the silence at a time. You see, when a person discovers their true passion, discipline ceases to feel like a heavy weight dragging them down. It miraculously becomes wings, lifting them higher. The world often speaks of discipline as a form of sacrifice, as suffering, as painful, arduous persistence. But this perspective is only true when one is walking a path that is not authentically their own, a path dictated by others or by perceived obligation. When your path is brightly lit by the incandescent fire of your passion, the effort required to stay upon it no longer feels like grueling labor. It transforms into something sacred, a deeply meaningful act of devotion, I have sat with countless men and women, rich and poor, powerful and struggling. Those who achieve success with a quiet peace residing in their hearts are those who have found a powerful, life-affirming alignment between their inner calling and their outer efforts. They did not merely work hard, they worked with profound love for what they did. That love, that deep, consuming passion makes discipline feel effortless, transforming the often tedious grind into a graceful, flowing expression of purpose. Ask yourself today, with unflinching honesty, what is it that truly stirs your spirit, ignites your soul? What would you do with unwavering dedication even if the world neither applauded nor rewarded you for it? For in that sincere answer lies the potent seed of your unique destiny, and once you have courageously identified it, it is your sacred duty to nourish it daily with unwavering discipline. Discipline, when it is powerfully fueled by passion, becomes rhythmic, almost musical. It is the dedicated musician rising each morning to practice their scales, not because they are compelled by an external force, but because they cannot bear not to. It is the visionary inventor hunched over sketches at midnight, not out of grudging compulsion, but out of compulsion's radiant opposite, pure devotion. If you feel tired, if you feel lost and directionless, the problem may not be a fundamental lack of discipline, but rather a lack of genuine connection to your deepest passion. Realign, reconnect, rediscover the fire that once made time vanish entirely and made strenuous effort feel like effortless flow. And when you find it, consciously organize your life around it. Let your mornings be sacred time dedicated to your purpose. Let your daily habits form naturally in service of your calling. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, who mirror your deep commitment, who elevate your spirit. Every single day, invest in your passion as though it were precious gold, for it is in truth more valuable than any material treasure. Remember this eternal truth. Challenges do not miraculously disappear when you choose to follow your passion, but they cease to be insurmountable enemies. They become companions on the journey. They test you, yes, pushing your limits, but they also shape you, refining your edge, deepening your craft, and bringing out the very best within you. When passion powerfully fuels discipline, greatness is not a question of if it will arrive, but simply when. So I urge you, find your passion, honor it with every fiber of your being, live it with unwavering authenticity, and let it courageously guide your discipline every single day. For when discipline and passion become one, your greatness becomes an inevitable, unstoppable force. Let us consider the extraordinary life of Benjamin Franklin, one of the great architects of American ingenuity and a towering example of self-made success. He was born into modest means with no formal education beyond the tender age of 10, yet through the sheer power of discipline and relentless self-education, he rose to become a celebrated statesman, a brilliant inventor, a prolific writer, a masterful diplomat, and a profound philosopher. How did he possibly achieve such multifaceted greatness? Franklin meticulously developed and adhered to a demanding daily regimen that rigorously included dedicated time for reading, writing, reflection, and experimentation. He was as meticulous and intentional in shaping his mind as a skilled sculptor is in chiseling stone into form. He carried books with him wherever he went, studied languages in his spare time with unwavering dedication, and examined the natural world around him with relentless, insatiable curiosity. He constantly asked penetrating questions. He took diligent notes on everything he observed. He rigorously tested theories, and above all, he never, ever ceased the process of learning. What Mr. Franklin understood, and what every truly successful person must deeply realize, is that knowledge is not static, a fixed entity you acquire once and hold on to. It is dynamic, alive, and ever-evolving, and if one wishes to remain sharp, relevant, and effective in a constantly changing world, he must meet this movement with equal energetic movement. But such profound growth does not happen by accident or chance. It happens by deliberate, conscious discipline. Lifelong learning requires consistent, unwavering effort. One must form the habit of learning as naturally and instinctively as one forms the habit of breathing, consciously, daily, continuously. It matters not whether you are a teacher, a merchant, a farmer, or a financier. The very moment you stop actively learning, you begin the slow, inevitable process of decline. Your thoughts grow stale, your skills dull from disuse, and your potential gradually narrows. Discipline is the vital force that keeps the mind alive, vibrant, and expanding. Learning is not a single event, a one-time weekend seminar, a fleeting course, or a sudden burst of inspiration that arrives unbidden. No, true growth occurs in consistent, measurable increments, not in dramatic, impossible leaps. And it is discipline that absolutely ensures each step taken, each lesson absorbed, each small bit of progress made builds logically and powerfully upon the last. Like the magic of compound interest, the results of disciplined learning may seem almost imperceptible in the beginning, but over time they accumulate into profound wisdom, unparalleled capability, and a deep well of understanding. You must make a conscious, unwavering commitment to learning something new every single day, not just when it is convenient, not just when inspiration unexpectedly strikes, but every single day with quiet determination. Set aside dedicated time, even just a few minutes, to read a chapter of a book, listen to an insightful lecture, study a complex concept that challenges you, or reflect deeply upon an idea that resonates. Keep a journal of your insights and observations. Critically test what you learn through real-world action and application. Do not be satisfied with knowledge alone. Actively seek profound understanding and then apply that understanding in service of your most important goals. The world is moving faster than ever before, with new ideas, disruptive technologies, and philosophies emerging with each passing season. If you do not make disciplined, continuous learning a priority, you will inevitably be left behind, watching the parade of progress from the sideline. But if you discipline yourself to grow consistently and intentionally, there is simply no limit to what you can achieve, no frontier of understanding you cannot explore. I have observed this undeniable truth in the greatest leaders of industry, the most admired thinkers throughout history, and the most resilient pioneers who shaped our world. They are not just ambitious people driven by external success, they are profoundly studious people driven by an inner hunger for understanding. They take diligent notes when others are merely talking. They ask courageous questions when others blindly make assumptions. They are reading and absorbing new ideas when others are simply sleeping or distracting themselves. They reflect deeply when others are lost in the noise of the superficial. Discipline is the crucial bridge between your current self and your highest, most extraordinary potential. Let it guide you to new frontiers of understanding and capability. Let it sharpen your mind with precision, elevate your decisions to new levels of wisdom, and unlock doors that mere talent alone can never open. So I urge you today, with the quiet conviction of countless successful lives as evidence, cultivate a daily discipline of continuous learning. Make your mind a fertile garden and consciously feed it daily with the seeds of knowledge, the water of curiosity, and the enriching humility to admit what you do not yet know. For it is in that diligently tended garden that the most potent seeds of greatness take root and flourish, blossoming into a life of profound achievement and fulfillment. Success is not a final static destination you arrive at. It is a lifelong dynamic lesson, and the disciplined learner is always in motion, always becoming, always ascending to new heights of understanding and capability. Change is the great, undeniable constant of life. It arrives often without warning, reshaping the familiar landscape of our lives, our businesses, and our fortunes with unsettling speed. Yet, while many fear it, resist it with all their might, and are ultimately undone by its relentless force, the wise individual actively welcomes it, not because it is easy or comfortable, but because they have painstakingly trained themselves to be adaptable through consistent discipline. Let us reflect briefly on the economic upheavals of earlier eras, decades of rapid transformation. Old, established industries faltered and collapsed. New markets emerged with dizzying speed, and countless individuals found their way of life shaken to the core by forces beyond their immediate control. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a handful of visionaries saw what others could not: opportunity. They adapted swiftly, pivoted their strategies with purposeful intention, and positioned themselves not as helpless victims of change, but as bold beneficiaries of it. What fundamentally separated these pioneers from the struggling masses was not luck or fortunate circumstance. It was disciplined adaptability. They had trained their minds through conscious effort to remain calm and clear-headed under intense pressure, their eyes to continuously scan the horizon for the subtle signs of possibility hidden within disruption, and their habits to respond swiftly and strategically to new realities. Understand this profound truth: change itself is not your enemy. Your resistance to change is the person who desperately clings to yesterday's methods and comforts will inevitably be buried by tomorrow's relentless progress. But the person who disciplines themselves to remain flexible, to evolve with purposeful intention, to choose to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting instinctively to change, that person will not only survive the storm, they will rise powerfully above it, navigating its currents with skill. Adaptability is not chaos. It is not randomness or a lack of direction. It is certainly not abandoning your core values or your ultimate purpose. No, disciplined adaptability is the refined art of maintaining your unwavering purpose while gracefully, strategically adjusting your methods of reaching it. It is the quiet power to stay firmly grounded in who you are and what you stand for, while fluidly shifting your stance and approach to meet the demands of a new environment. And like all true potent power, it must be trained and cultivated through consistent effort. Discipline yourself to remain perpetually alert and aware of the changes unfolding around you. In times of pressure and uncertainty, resist the urge to panic. Instead, observe the situation calmly, take a centering breath, step back mentally, and assess the new landscape with detached clarity. The mind that can remain still, calm, and clear in the midst of uncertainty is the mind that will find creative answers when others only see insurmountable problems. Adaptability does not come naturally to everyone. Many inherently prefer the comforting safety of routine and the illusion of complete control. But progress, by its very nature, demands movement, and movement inevitably requires change. Train yourself through conscious discipline to embrace it actively. You must ask yourself daily with genuine curiosity, what has changed in my world, my industry, my life? What can I possibly learn from this new reality? How can I grow and evolve through this experience? In asking these questions, you actively cultivate a mindset that welcomes growth instead of fearing loss. You begin to see every challenge not as a sentence to grimly endure, but as a fascinating puzzle to be solved, an opportunity to test your limits and discover new strength. This is how industries are disrupted, how new fortunes are made by those who see the future, and how lasting legacies are born from periods of transformation. In the rapidly changing world of the past century, as technology surged forward and global markets shifted dramatically, those who disciplined themselves to adapt their strategies, who bravely embraced new ideas, explored new tools and technologies, and actively listened to the subtle pulse of the future, effortlessly outpaced those who stood rigidly still, clinging to outdated ways. The disciplined mind does not demand that the world conform to its expectations or preferences. Instead, it wisely prepares itself to meet the world exactly as it is, and then, with purposeful action, shape it into what it can become. You must cultivate this vital quality within yourself. Build your adaptability like a muscle, stretching yourself intentionally beyond your current comfort zone. Try new approaches, even if they feel awkward at first. Study emerging trends and new technologies. Ask the courageous questions that others are too afraid to voice. When disruption inevitably knocks at your door, do not hide in fear. Open the door with curiosity and courage. Make it your discipline to innovate, not merely imitate. Explore new possibilities instead of retreating into the familiar. Let every obstacle you encounter sharpen your thinking, and every setback strengthen your resilience, forging you into a more capable, flexible individual. The world will continue to change relentlessly in business, in society, and in your personal life. But with disciplined adaptability, you will not only survive these changes, you will possess the power and clarity to lead through them, guiding yourself and others towards a brighter future. So I urge you, commit today to the powerful habit of mental flexibility. Anchor yourself firmly in your deepest purpose, but remain fluid and adaptable in your execution. Refuse to be rattled or paralyzed by uncertainty. Instead, train your mind through conscious discipline to bend like a reed in the wind, never to break. For in that cultivated adaptability lies your greatest advantage in a changing world. Change favors the prepared mind. Discipline yourself to be ready, and you will turn every wave of disruption into a powerful wind at your back, propelling you forward towards your destiny. Ultimately, your perspective, your fundamental mindset, acts as the silent, powerful compass that determines the direction of your entire life. It steers you, moment by moment, through adversity, guides you towards opportunity, and provides a crucial anchor in the vast unknown. A disciplined and positive attitude is not merely a fleeting feel-good mantra or a superficial affectation. It is the foundational bedrock upon which all enduring greatness is built. Think of Winston Churchill, a man who stood courageously at the helm of a nation battered by the brutal realities of war and gripped by pervasive fear. During the darkest, most uncertain hours of World War II, when the very future of freedom itself hung precariously in the balance, Mr. Churchill made a conscious choice to discipline his mind. He fiercely refused to be consumed by despair or paralysis. Instead, he harnessed the immense power of determined optimism and fierce resilience. His unwavering belief in eventual victory, despite facing overwhelming odds and devastating losses, ignited a flame of hope in the hearts of millions across the globe. It was not a naive, blind positivity that defined his leadership, but a fiercely disciplined one, a deliberate, conscious refusal to give in to the debilitating forces of fear, corrosive doubt, or soul-crushing hopelessness. Churchill's story is not a unique historical anomaly. It is a powerful testament to the universal truth that we all face battles, both formidable external challenges and intense internal struggles. And in those defining moments, the mindset we consciously choose to adopt becomes either our greatest weapon or our heaviest, most crippling burden. When we discipline our minds to actively seek out possibility rather than dwell on limitation, we fundamentally reshape how we experience life itself. Setbacks, through this lens, become vital stepping stones on the path forward. Failures transform into invaluable lessons learned, etching wisdom into our souls. Obstacles cease to be insurmountable barriers and instead become powerful invitations for growth and innovation. This kind of transformative discipline does not come naturally or without effort. It is painstakingly forged through daily practice, through conscious, relentless effort to shift our perspective when it is most challenging. Gratitude is one such powerful practice. When we train ourselves through deliberate focus to consistently appreciate what we have rather than lamenting what we lack, we nourish our minds with strength, clarity, and a deep sense of perspective. Optimism, too, is not a naive illusion of a world without problems, but a cultivated mindset, a conscious choice to look beyond the immediate pain and believe fiercely in the value and eventual triumph of perseverance. Discipline is the essential bridge, spanning the gap between good intentions and meaningful action. Without it, positivity remains fragile, a delicate shield easily shattered by life's inevitable challenges and disappointments. But with discipline, positivity becomes a powerful, grounded, enduring force, stable, resilient, and profoundly transformative. We begin to see the world not merely as it is in this moment, but as it could be, infused with potential and possibility. We start recognizing doorways leading to opportunity where others see only solid, impenetrable walls. Each morning presents a new opportunity to train the mind. Will you choose to dwell on your perceived limitations, or will you consciously embrace the vast landscape of your potential? Will you allow fear to dictate your direction, or will you anchor yourself firmly in courage and clarity? The choice is always unequivocally yours, and with each disciplined thought, you take a deliberate, powerful step closer to the life you envision and deeply desire. Your thoughts, cultivated through discipline, are the very architects of your future. Shape them with meticulous care. Build with clear intention and unwavering purpose. Lead them with the quiet strength of discipline. Because in the end, it is not luck, nor innate talent, nor even external circumstances that ultimately decide your destiny. It is the mindset you choose to live with consistently every single day. Choose discipline, choose positivity, and watch with profound satisfaction as the direction of your life changes, not by chance or external fortune, but by the power of your own deliberate, magnificent design. Action, motion, is the ultimate, undeniable measure of discipline. It is easy to dream grand dreams, to meticulously plan elaborate strategies, and to harbor hopeful intentions for the future. But without corresponding action, these intentions remain frustratingly hollow, beautiful castles in the air with no foundation. True discipline is proven not in fleeting thoughts or noble intentions, but in consistent, purposeful motion. Success in any arena of life demands consistent and deliberate effort, the courage to act even when conditions are far from perfect, and the quiet perseverance to keep moving forward, step by disciplined step, even when progress feels agonizingly slow and the path ahead seems impossibly long. Consider once more the enduring legacy of Andrew Carnegie, one of the great industrialists of the modern world. Born into absolute poverty, Mr. Carnegie rose through the ranks of society and industry, not by some stroke of luck or inherited privilege, but by... The script seems to cut off here, but the point about Carnegie and action discipline is clear. The consistent, disciplined application of effort is the engine that transforms potential into reality. The chasm between potential and achievement is bridged by one force above all, discipline. It is the quiet commitment made daily when the initial passion fades, the steady hand that steers the ship through storms of distraction and doubt. Discipline liberates you from the whims of fleeting motivation, empowering you to act decisively, to build habits, and to pursue your goals with unwavering consistency. It is the great equalizer, allowing those with less innate talent to surpass the gifted but undisciplined. From the persistence of Edison, the gold clarity of the Wrights, and the resilience of Lincoln, to the self-belief of Ford, the passion-fueled drive of Beethoven, the learning discipline of Franklin, the adaptable spirit of the 1950s pioneers, and the resolute mindset of Churchill, history testifies that greatness is forged in the fires of disciplined effort. Embrace clearly defined goals as your compass. View adversity as a teacher. Cultivate unshakable self-belief. Align your discipline with your deepest passion. Commit to lifelong learning. Embrace change with disciplined adaptability. And choose a positive mindset as your guiding force. These are not abstract concepts. They are calls to action, daily practices that build the foundation of extraordinary achievement. It is easy to dream, but the true measure of discipline lies in the willingness to put in the consistent, deliberate work. Your destiny is not predetermined. It is built brick by painstaking brick through the power of disciplined action. Choose discipline today and step boldly into the life you were meant to live.